With that, we go to the gentleman from Arizona, Mr. Gosar.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I appreciate the gentleman's comments prior to me. I really want to ask you, do you understand really the gravity of what America feels in regards to the IRS?
Yes, I think if the question goes in the earlier one about people being upset about the IRS using inappropriate criteria, any indication that the IRS is anything other than apolitical are issues that are serious, that we need to address, and that I am committed to addressing.
I love that. Are you aware that in the articles of impeachment of Richard Nixon, in Articles 2, item number 1, and let me quote this, he has actingly, personally, and through his subordinates and agents endeavored to obtain through the Internal Revenue Service, in violation of the constitutional rights of citizens, confidential information contained in income tax returns for purposes not authorized by law, and to cause, in violation of the constitutional rights of citizens, income tax audits or other income tax investigations to be initiated or conducted in a discriminatory manner. Are you aware of that?
I do recall that from years.
That's why it's serious. I mean, because this is, I mean, if there's one thing I can tell you, that's the dark light on our history. And we talked about missing data. Once again, missing data in the Richard Nixon tapes, some similarities. Once again, getting information. So another investigation that we have here, it takes a judicial watch to get information that was supposed to be given to this committee, yet not given to that. So you're aware of all this, right?
I'm not aware of the judicial watch problem.
You read the paper?
I do read the newspaper, yes.
Then you should be aware of it, because that's how we came about in regards to Benghazi and the Select Committee. That was the kicker, because we didn't have that information until we had Judicial Watch get it for us. So let's go back to the mindset here, because I'm a dentist impersonating a politician, and you are an attorney, right?
I'm an attorney, right. Gave up practice years ago.
Well, but you know, the fundamentals never leave you, right?
I would hope so.
And you're also a businessman?
Yes, I spent 20 years in the private sector.
So when we have a problem, and you came into this forest fire, I'm going to call it, you had your eyes wide open, right?
Yes.
So you knew you were going to have lots of scrutiny.
Yes, I understood that this was a high-profile challenge.
So you'd really want to dot your I's and cross your T's, right?
Yes.
Dot your I's and cross your T's.
That's always actually been my approach to everything I've done in 45 years.
So in a big problem, you've also said that you have 90,000 employees, right?
Correct.
So obviously you divide and conquer the problem, right?
I'm not sure I'd approach it.
So what you do is you have people that you trust formulate battle plans in a consensus aperture, and then you hold them accountable, right?
Yes, but actually I spent a lot of time going to the 25 largest offices, talking to 10,000 IRS employees, primarily frontline workers, to hear from them as well.
So let me ask you a question coming into this. Were you bothered by Lois Lerner's conduct? I mean, you had to know about it. Here's a lady that seeds a question in an audience. That's kind of odd, wouldn't you say?
It's not the normal way people would behave. I would think that's right.
Well, once again, you know, we're talking about the IRS, and we're seeding a question out there. That's really kind of odd. And what was your comment? What did you take for her comment sitting here where you sat and taking the fifth, but not really taking the fifth? What did you think about that? Was that kind of odd?
I didn't have any thoughts. She's got her own lawyers. I don't know her.
Is that, well, let me ask you this as an attorney. Is that typically how the Fifth Amendment is taken?
I'm not aware of the Fifth Amendment practices, whether that's the way it's done or not.
Have you seen anybody else take the fifth that way?
Actually, I don't think I've ever seen anybody else take the fifth.
Wow, that's kind of a nice scapegoat. Because that's really odd. I mean, I'm just a dentist, and I've seen a number of people take the fifth, and I've never seen anybody take the fifth like that. And that's pretty contentious. In fact, my good friend over here, Trey Gowdy, had a problem with the way she took the fifth. And I trust his interpretation of the fifth pretty well. But it seems to me that if you had this management style, you would know exactly the precipitant person who told you about the problem with the hard drive.
There are at least 5 different people who report to me about this situation. We have a major effort going on.
But once again, it seems if they're reporting to you, you're asking them a question and holding them responsible, right? So you should know. Do they all have the same task?
There are 4 or 5 people who are actually involved regularly in this production effort. I get information from several different people.
No, my time has expired and run out of time. I yield back.
I thank the gentleman.